Hey, how you doing there? Henry Olson here from Super Simple Guitar, and welcome to another guitar lesson. So, my friends, today we're going to be learning the Dire Straits classic Walk of Life. First of all, I'm going to be showing you a more simple beginner version. It's not a total beginner version. If you've been playing for a couple of months, you should probably be able to get through this, which is just going to be like this strummy. There's only one tricky chord in there, which is this power chord. So if you've been starting to play bar chords or power chords, you should definitely be able to get through this, okay? So that's what we're going to be learning first of all, just kind of like the strummy way that you could, play through it with an acoustic guitar. And then after that, after I teach you that, we're going to be learning more like what's happening in the original, right? So I have you hooked up no matter what level you're at. All right, so before we get into the close-up, make sure to go download, where is it? My 42-page picture chord book, totally for free. It's going to teach you how to master the fretboard, and it's going to teach you all of the chords that you need to know, both to play this lesson and for your entire life playing the guitar. You're going to literally learn hundreds of chords in a very simple way. And you also get a free beginner's course and blues course when you go download that book. Okay, so totally for free, just for you. All right, without further ado, let's get into the lesson now, okay? So check it out. All right, so welcome to the lesson. Let's get right into it. So this song, lucky for us, only has 3 chords, okay? So the E major, okay, the A major, and the B major, which is a bar chord, but what you can do is you can play a B power chord instead, right? Kind of cheat a little bit and only play these 3 notes, right? So that's the 2nd fret 5th string, 4th fret 4th string, and 4th fret 3rd string. And if you're doing that bar to get that power chord and you hit that 2nd string, which is giving you a sus2, that sounds fine as well. Like you can totally play that. Okay, so the song has these 3 chords, and it also has 3 kind of like main parts. That's how I think about it. So let's get into the first part now. So the first part is when that organ is playing that main riff that we all know and love. Okay, so that goes like this. It starts off on the E, da 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 da, into the A, da 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 da, to the B, da 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 da, back to the A, da 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 da. Back to the B real quick, and then it starts over. E, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, B, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, B, 2, 3, E, da, 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 something like that. So listen to the song, play along. But that's kind of like the main thing that the guitar is doing. Of course, if you wanted to get a little bit more strummy with it, you could go, just do it like a little strum, right? With this one, you have to be a little bit more careful. Go back into the A to the B, and then start over. Of course, if you can play your bar chords, that would be great, because then you could just go, da 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 da. Play the A over here, right on the 5th fret. Same as the F, right? The F shape, if you maybe learned your bar chords. Go over here to the 5th fret, go to the B, da, 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 A, back to the B, and then it starts over, okay? So that happens a couple of times before the vocals kick in, okay? So that's part 1 now complete. Then it goes into part 2, and that's where the vocals kick in and where Mark starts to sing. So for that, he just stays on the E chord for a really long time. So it just goes do da 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 do da 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 do da da, right? Just for a really long time. Okay. So for that, you can do a strumming pattern kind of like this, just like a bass first. So bass down, down, up, down, up, bass down, down, up, down, up, bass. So bass down, down, up, down, bass down, down, up, down, bass down. Now when I say bass, I'm kind of going for the 6th string. You could hit the 5th string as well. You're just kind of trying to differentiate the chords, so it's not always, you're kind of splitting it up a little bit. Okay, so that happens. about 8 times, that whole thing. So that bass down, down, up, bass down, down, up, down. Okay, 8 times. Into the A major, same thing. Just now only twice, then back to the E, twice. So that's then you hit the E and kind of let it ring. Okay, so that completes part 2. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing you. Okay, so just you're gonna have to listen to the song, kind of play along, but you'll definitely get it. Okay, so that's part 2. Okay, so now we completed part 2. Let's get into part 3. Okay, so after he lets that note ring, so just to recap really quickly, it's about 8 times, or it is 8 times if you play exactly what I was playing. So boom, ba, ba, da, 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 8 times. Then you go into A 2 times, boom, ba, ba, da, 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 boom, ba, ba, back to E 2 times, boom, ba, ba, da, 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 boom, ba, ba, da, da. Back to A, boom, ba, ba, da, 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 boom, ba, ba, da, da. Then you let that E ring out. That completes the second time around, okay? And then he goes into da, E, da, 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 into the B, back to the E, and into A. He does the walk, da, 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 B, A, B, and then you're back into where that organ comes in, okay? So that completes part 3 and all of the pieces, okay? So I know you might be, a little bit confused now, but let me slowly walk you through this again, okay? We have time. So check it out. That part 3, after I let that E ring out, then comes part 3. So part 3 is just E, da, 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 to the B, 2, 3, 4, back to E, 2, 3, 4, into the A, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's part 1 of the last part. Then he goes into E, B, A, B. So the first time around it was E, B, E, A. Second time around it's E, B, A, B. Okay, and that completes the whole thing. Okay, so let me now slowly, very slowly take you through the whole chord progression so you can see how all the pieces fit together. And then I'm going to show you how to, make everything a little bit more groovy, okay? So check it out. Let's just do the whole thing now. So I'm going to play the organ part 1 time, then that next part where the vocals come in 1 time, and then that third and last part, okay? 1 time. Okay, so the organs. Okay, so let's do it. So the organ kicks in, E, ba-da, ba-da-da-da-da, A, ba-da, ba-da, B-da, ba-da-da-da-da, A-da, ba-da-dee-da-da. And now let's just shorten that. The organ happens once. Now let's get into the main riff. Okay, so we said 8 times. So, boom, ba, ba-da-da-da, boom, ba. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Into the A twice. Into the E twice. Back to the A twice. Let that E ring out. Now we get into the last part. E, B, back to E, and then to A. He does the walk, da 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 da, to the B, does the walk of A, back to B, and then the organ kicks in. Ba da, ba da da da, ba da. We're repeating ourselves. Ba da da da, ba da, ba da da da, ba da, ba da da da, and then it starts over. One more time. Moving into the A, back to the E twice. Back into the A twice. Letting that E ring out. E to the B, to the E, and back to A. We do the E, into the B, to the A, B, So watch that a couple of times, play along with me slowly a couple of times, and then you can slowly move on to the song, right? If you go to, Google, you'll find the chord chart and everything. You can just go print that out and play along, okay? So that's kind of like a basic strumming pattern, the basic, chord progression. Now you know it, okay? So to show you now how to boogie woogie this thing up a little bit, right? So instead of just playing, your E chord, your A chord, and your B chord, you could go. So let me show you what I'm doing there. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm holding down the 2nd fret 5th string, and I'm playing this note that I'm holding down, right? And this open 6th string at the same time. And then I'm switching between the 2nd fret and the 4th fret, same string, and having that open 6th string ring. So without the 6th string ringing along, it would be. So it's 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2. So 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2. Okay, so, and I'm palm muting a little bit too. So my palm is touching these notes, which is muting them a little bit. Okay, so for the A, and that's the E, right? For the A, I'm just doing that same exact thing, one string set further down. So that's. Then for the B, I'm just going to play the B. So that's kind of like this. Bass, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down. Something like that. I'm really trying to accent these upstrokes. So. Back to the A. And then this really cool thing happens. So I'm going to the 2nd fret, 5th string, playing that twice, playing the open twice, 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then it repeats. So. To try to emulate that. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing either, but we're kind of going for that groove of the song, the do da do da do da da. That's what I'm trying to emulate. It's the woohoo, right? So that's kind of like what you do when the organ is happening, right? So that whole sequence now happens twice. So boop bop, 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 boop, bop, 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 boop, bop. Twice on the E, twice on the A. You go into the B, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, 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 right? Okay, so that's what you would kind of do when the organ is happening. Again, there's different variations of this. You could just go. Just go da 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 da. There's lots of different ways, and I really enjoy experimenting with them, and that's what I encourage you to do. The main thing that you're going for is this do do da da do da da do da da, right? You're trying to get that boogie thing happening, okay? So experiment with that. Don't be afraid to try things, right? That's the most important thing. Try things, okay? And then when you go into the the verse, the same exact thing happens. It's just now you're going to stay on the E for a really long time. So, right? So it's the same exact chord progression as we had before. Just now, instead of playing, you're just doing this. E, A, E, bum, ba, ba, da. You're not going to be able to do that thing the whole time, you know, because when you go to the B, you're going to have to kind of do a strummy thing. When you go to the A, you could just do a little strummy thing there too, and then go back to the E, okay? So, you know, Mark doesn't play it the same every time either. So now you know kind of like the pieces, you know the chord progression, play with it, make it yours, right? I'm also not trying to play exactly what Mark is playing because that's his style, and he has his finger style thing that he's doing. So I'm trying to play it the way that I would play it. You know, I know the chord progression, I know how to play boogie, and now I'm trying to figure out ways to make it sound good, right? The way that I play. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Okay, so I hope that this lesson made sense. I hope it wasn't confusing. I hope you could follow along. If you liked it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and I'll see you soon with another lesson. All right, Henry Olson here. See you very soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.